What a Catch, Part 60, a Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction. If you have not heard the previous 59 parts of this story, you can find a link to it in the description box below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and comment down below in support of more fanfiction. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications to stay up to date with the latest What a Catch. Adrien felt his sweat rolling down his back as the faux leather suit stuck to his skin. It was just after 3, and he expected Hawkmoth to show up in an hour or two. He still hadn't told Marinette his plans, but, if all went well, he might not need her. This was a competition between himself and Hawkmoth, after all. Besides, if she saw the spectacle he had laid out before they began, she would probably put an end to it. The whole compete in a bouncy house wasn't really Ladybug's style after all, although they had fought together in stranger places back in the days when they were searching for little black butterflies together. Adrien felt a shot of nostalgia ripple through him as he remembered jumping from rooftop to rooftop during the more innocent years of his life, before his father died and when his feelings for Ladybug didn't cause him daily pain. He had to shrug it off as usual. There was no time to be nostalgic. He was wearing a faux cat noir suit with a bulletproof vest underneath because he wouldn't have the magic of a miraculous protecting him this time. He didn't have plague this time. All there was left to do was wait. Wait for Ladybug to show up, and wait for Hawkmoth as well. But, to his surprise, someone else showed up unexpectedly. "Hello, Cat Noir." He turned to see Lila waving a microphone in his face. "Lila," he said, clearing his throat. What brings you here?" "I'm a reporter, dummy. Did you think that this fight wouldn't get news coverage?" "I suppose. I just didn't think the station would send you." "Why's that? Because I know who the pair of eyes underneath that mask belong to?" Adrien swallowed and sighed, regretting the night he spent drowning his anxiety and sorrows with her. Of all the people to tell his secret identity to, it had to be her. "Do you want to say that a little louder so the rest of Paris can hear?" "Don't be silly," Lila teased. She swatted his shoulder playfully, happy to have her own little secret. "Your secret's safe with me." If what, Adrien?" "There's always a catch with you, Lila. What am I giving you today to protect my secret?" "That's the thing about liars like me, Adrien. We're great at keeping secrets as long as we tell tall tales. I haven't spilled the beans yet, have I?" Adrien took a moment to process what she said and nodded. "I suppose. You were never one I ever saw myself trusting." "Yeah, well, Ladybug really had it out for me, so I'm surprised we ended up bonding." "Well, it helps that I felt personally responsible for how she reacted." "I agree." "You do?" "You should have responded differently. A 15-year-old boy should know how to stand up for others." "If only we lived in a perfect world, Lila." "I suppose. I've been able to forgive the pair of you with time, anyway. But don't get me wrong. I'll still exploit you."
"Ah, yes, the catch. Here it comes."
"I need an exclusive on this fight before it begins. What do you have for me?" Adrien looked around at the gymnastic heaven he set up around them.
It'll be somewhat of an acrobatic competition.
Do you think Hawkmoth will agree to your terms?
I hope so. I mean, I'm worried that he'll start fighting with Akumas, of course, but I've designed the game to be equal for both sides.
So, what's this game you're going to play?
Well,
Adrien began, accidentally glancing into the camera like an amateur.
I can't say because I don't want someone to sabotage one side before it begins. I'm trying to keep this fair after all.
Aw, not even a little hint? He shuffled as Lila sent him a glance that said, "Give me a scoop," and cleared his throat. What could he say? Lila would kill him if he smudged the details, but to be honest, he wasn't quite sure what the plan was either. He only had about 70% of the game worked out. Adrien was betting on something going wrong and him or Ladybug snatching the Miraculous off of Hawkmoth in the chaos, as if he were an Akuma victim. It's not like they didn't have experience doing that, after all. Rather, they probably caught more Akumatized citizens together than Adrien attended classes he had taken as an undergrad. So long as the real Hawkmoth showed up, he might be able to put an end to Paris's long-standing terrorist. Of course, if he sent another illusion and everything hit the fan, Paris would be overrun with his rage. Definitely not the situation he wanted to be in without a Miraculous on his finger.
Okay, let's see.
Adrien began.
A hint, huh? How about giant teddy bears?
Giant teddy bears? Lila scoffed. That doesn't make much sense.
It will. I promise it will.
Oh, Adrien. She cleared her throat. Cat Noir, you're quite the attention seeker, aren't you?
I'm one for theatrics, after all.
Always full of surprises, aren't you, kitty?
There's a reason why the expression letting the cat out of the bag exists, after all.
Well, there you have it, Lila said, turning to face the camera. I'm Lila Rossi with the exclusive scoop on tonight's epic battle between Paris's favorite superheroes, Ladybug and Cat Noir, and the city's star villain, Hawkmoth. Tune in tonight to catch us streaming live.
Speaking of live, Adrien said after the camera clicked off, was that interview live?
No. It's set to go on in about half an hour. Why?
I don't have my phone on me and I need to talk to Ladybug.
Want to use mine?
I don't have her number memorized.
So you admit that you know who she is? Behind the mask? Adrien blinked as he realized that he could answer that question with an honest yes.
Yeah. I guess I do, don't I?
What's that supposed to mean? You found out recently?
Yeah. Last night.
Mind saying that one more time for the camera? Lila winked, playfully holding out the microphone once more. Adrien cracked the Cat Noir trademark Cheshire Cat smile and laughed sarcastically.
I've gotta go, Lila. Promise me you won't follow?
I have a penchant for fibbing in tall tales. Would you believe me if I said I wouldn't tail you?
Well, you are a reporter.
Aspiring journalist, actually.
A reporter suits you better. It would be a shame for you to hide that face of yours behind a computer.
Adrien turned and walked away, aware that his words made her blush. He didn't care for taking advantage of people's feelings for him or flirting to get his desires, but something about the light banter they just had made him want to brighten her day a little. Besides, he needed to check up on Marinette. He needed to do this with her, even if they were a bit estranged at the moment. And so, dressed like Cat Noir and walking in broad daylight, Adrien made his way back to the bakery, unaware that the person he'd find inside wouldn't be Marinette. Nor would Ladybug be the one to help him fight Hawkmoth this time around. Come on in. Sorry. I'm literally about to record the ending clip, so you're fine. I just need like 15 seconds. Hold on. No, it's okay. Thank you so much for listening. Part 61 will be available on Thursday. Anyway, you can check out these other videos for more fanfiction. I'll catch you next time.